The Snowbirds 2015, this is Go Island. Go Island is on location at CFB Comox. The Snowbirds and the F-18 have been here practicing all through the month of April, and they are spectacular. And what I've come to learn is that the reason they're spectacular is not just because of the hours and hours and hours that the pilots fly, but also the hours and hours and hours and hours the technicians put in on maintenance of the plane before it flies and right after it flies every single time. In today's show, we're going to hear from a Snowbird pilot and from a Snowbird technician, the guys that are in charge of taking care of the planes and making sure that every little thing works. All the systems, the structural maintenance is maintained. It's really fascinating. We are going to begin, though, right here in the Comox Valley with this story, but don't go away. I'm Ruth Harris. Joining me now is Lieutenant Colonel Christopher England, and this is his plane. How long have you been a member of the Snowbirds?
Well, this is my second time with the team. I was originally on the team 1996 to 1997.
Okay.
I was Snowbird 10 at the time, and then I've had the privilege and honor of being the commanding officer for the last 2 years. Unfortunately, that time is coming to an end in July when I have to move on to my next assignment.
And do you know what that next assignment's going to be for you?
I'm actually moving to Washington, D.C., and I'll be working at the Pentagon for the next 3 years as an exchange officer with the Royal Canadian Air Force.
Excellent. Now, what's been your favorite thing about being involved with the Snowbirds?
That's a tough question. I think meeting all sorts of Canadians and North Americans. We act as ambassadors when we're in the United States, so we represent not only the Royal Canadian Air Force, but we represent Canada as well. But I've also really enjoyed, especially this time around, getting out and just meeting so many fans out there that truly enjoy what we do for Canada.
What's the most challenging thing as the commanding officer?
Well, I won't lie, I've had a lot of sleepless nights. You know, there's sort of they call it the burden of command, but truly you want to make sure that the squadron has a successful mission day to day. And that involves safely training all the new air crew and new ground crew, but at the same time dealing with, you know, budget issues and strategic issues. So it's, I say that at times I sort of feel like I'm twirling a lot of plates, like those circus
Yes.
folks do, and I just hope to keep all the plates twirling at the same time.
Now, we had the opportunity to talk to an F-18 technician a little while ago, and it was really extraordinary to me how much time is spent by the technicians that work on the planes every single day, before you fly, after you fly, again before you fly, and after you, like you guys are doing 2 flights today. That's a lot of technician time.
If an aircraft needs to be fixed overnight, the technicians will stay here until the aircraft is fixed. And we pride ourselves on never having canceled a show due to maintenance issues. These are 51-year-old aircraft now.
Wow.
And it's a testament to the skill, professionalism, and teamwork of those maintainers who will do whatever is required to get us safely into the air, like you say, even 2 or 3 times a day.
Wow. Now, for yourself, when you're flying, what's the one maneuver that you love to do? What's your favorite maneuver?
Well, I don't fly during the actual show. Again, that's the responsibility of the team lead to safely ensure that the show is put on in a safe manner. My role as the commanding officer is ultimately I'm responsible for the standard to be met throughout the squadron, and that is achieved through not only my team lead, but I do have standards officers who also make sure that we are all holding that same standard. For me personally, when I do get to go flying once in a while, quite truthfully, I like to go out and do aerobatics. For me, I'm used to this aircraft. I have almost 2,000 hours on it.
That's a lot of hours.
And I've just become very comfortable with this airplane. So I think going out and doing loops and rolls, which would probably frighten the majority of people, I find it as a rewarding, relaxing experience.
All right, well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for your time today, and
you're welcome.
congratulations
Thank you.
on a great crew. They put on an awesome show today, and we're looking forward to having you back in August.
And I'd like to just say to all the folks in the Comox Valley, thank you very much for your continued support to 431 Squadron Snowbirds. I know we come out here and we sort of interrupt the peace and tranquility of the Comox Valley for the 3-week period, but I want to reassure everybody that we do appreciate the opportunity to come here and do this training, because without it, we wouldn't be able to have a successful mission, and we look forward to coming back and performing on August 15th.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
you.
sir.
You're
All right,
welcome.
we're going to have, there we
Sorry,
go.
thanks.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. We're on location today at CFB Comox. We're right now in one of the hangars, and joining me is Corporal Justin Hill. Now, what is your role here at the base?
I'm an aircraft structures technician.
Okay, and what does that mean?
So basically, our job as ACS techs here, we take care of all the metal portions of the aircraft, the structure of the actual airframe, you know, with the refinishing and the metal work and the rivets. Well, on top of that, we're also taking care of all the life supports, so the parachutes and oxygen systems and stuff like that.
For the planes?
For
Okay.
the planes, yes.
So, somebody who is going up as a guest in a Snowbird for a flight, like Captain Sarah Ghoul is going up. Now, she had to get trained in how to use the seat, right? And so you run her through all those systems?
Right, yeah. So I'll just put her in the seat,
Okay.
and I'll teach her how to wear the kit, the harnesses, and how the seat works, and I'll teach them how to get out of the harness should they need to in an emergency, or
Okay.
how the seat will function should they need to use it.
So is there an ejection? Is it it's an
Yeah.
ejection seat?
Our aircraft is an ejection seat, so
Oh, okay.
it does function that way. So it's if you needed to get out in a hurry, that's what it's for.
All right. Now, and is there a special helmet as well for when you're flying in the Snowbirds?
Well, it's no more special than any other aircrew helmet. We do have them over here on the table, but it's just a typical fiberglass helmet with oxygen mask connection.
Okay, well that is different.
Okay.
Having the oxygen mask. And do you like working with the guests in this capacity?
Actually, yeah. You know, it's pretty different. I've been doing this for a while on the team now, and this is a different side of things. I've never really done it before with the team, so it's actually kind of more rewarding in the sense, you know, I get to see people come down and enjoy their flight, and
Yes.
you know, they have a great time. So I actually really enjoy that part of it.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you for all that you do. This is really extraordinary, having access to all of this and seeing how it works behind the scenes.
Anytime.
Really appreciate this. All right, we're going to have a look at this story, but we'll be right back. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV's Channel 4. We're in the hangar where they store the Snowbirds when they're not flying, and this one's getting a little bit of work on it right now. In behind me is the Aurora that's getting a bit of a tune-up. Can't wait to go up in that. That's on the agenda at some point on the bucket list. The air show is coming up August 15th. It's going to be spectacular. If you've never been to an air show, this is one you definitely want to see. It's the 75th anniversary of the Battle of Britain, so there's a lot of historical significance, and you have access to go onto the planes and look at them and walk around and have the technicians tell you what everything is. It's really an informative event. It's not just a big show, but it's really meant about information and education for the general public. Kids love it. So put August 15th on your calendar because it's going to be amazing. Now, coming up, this from the Campbell River, but right after, we're going to chat with the Snowbird pilot. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. Joining me now is Captain Matt Hart. He is number 5 for the Snowbirds, and you are local.
Yeah, you bet. Absolutely. Vancouver Island, born and raised.
Now, Parksville, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so what does it feel like to be here flying and on Vancouver Island and Comox, based here for the 3 weeks?
Absolutely. No, it's been very special. It's been a very special 2.5 weeks for me. We got here on the 10th of April, and we've had some good weather, some bad weather. My folks made it up for a little visit. My brother was here today with my mom and my nephew watching the show on the Air Force Beach. It's been a very special time for me, for sure. Just being home, seeing the family, and being over the shores of Vancouver Island.
How many years have you been flying?
I've been in the Air Force for 9 years. I've been flying for about 12. I flew commercially prior to joining the Air Force. And I've been actively flying in a role with the Air Force since 2009.
Okay. As a snowbird, what's your favorite part?
To be honest, the camaraderie on the team is nothing I've ever experienced before. You know, you try to describe it like being on a sports team, professional sports team. What the guys go through together, the learning, the training and tight quarters, living together, seeing each other on a day-to-day basis, it's phenomenal. And it stems outside of the show team pilots as well, within the techs. I mean, together as a whole, we try to represent the skill, the professionalism, and the teamwork of the Canadian Armed Forces. And within the squadron, we're just such a tight family, which is just such a nice thing to have.
When you're flying, do you have a favorite acrobatic move that you do?
For sure. You know, it initially I would say just the standard looping maneuvers were something I'd never done before. So it was a lot of fun to learn those in formation. But now within our show, some of the more dynamic maneuvers we do for myself, flying the four-way, which I fly with the solos. We do head-on crosses, is a lot of fun. I love the big diamond combo. I fly right at the back of the formation, so I get to see everybody in front of me. We roll to the left and then we pull up into the loop, and it's pretty amazing. The first maneuver we fly in the show is the card 9 change big diamond, which is a fairly dynamic maneuver, and that's very enjoyable to fly as well.
All right. Well, congratulations, and thank you
much.
for your service, and have a great summer at the shows.
You betcha, will do.
All right.
Thank you.
We're going to have a look at this story, but we'll be right back. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. Joining me now is Captain Sarah Ghoul, who is, for the first time ever, going up as a guest in a snowbird. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I found out yesterday that I was going, and I've just been sort of excited, a little bit nervous for 2 days. So, opportunity of a lifetime. I'm just really happy to have this opportunity, and I'm super excited.
What do you think it's going to be like?
I think that since we're doing the flight to Royal Roads and Victoria and back, I don't think it'll be too bad. I was worried about being nauseous or something like that, but we're not doing too many flips or anything, I don't think. So I think it'll be okay and just beautiful and just exciting to be sitting right there beside the pilot, and beautiful view. And I mean, it's a jet, so it's very exciting.
Fast.
Yeah.
Do you like speed normally?
Yeah, I drive a Mustang. I love speed. And yeah, downhill skiing, stuff like that. So I do, so it's appropriate to what I like. So awesome. I'm excited to hopefully feel some G-force. I've never done that. I've never been in a jet, so that would be cool if we pull some Gs.
All right. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to catch up with you next week after the flight and have you share that with us. So stay tuned for that, because literally when we come back, she will have had the flight and we're going to chat with her again. We won't be here at the hangar, but you'll get to talk to her about what the flight was actually like. Very exciting.
Very. Thank you.
All right. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. I'm Mary Ruth Harris, and as promised, Captain Sarah Ghoul is joining us once again. This is now the Monday after her flight, and the weather has turned, sadly, but so glad you got to go. Tell us about your flight in the Snowbirds.
It was absolutely amazing. It started to get exciting when I got the briefing on the ejection seat, how that works. If that were to happen, what I have to do, you need 60 pounds of force to pull up to get yourself up in the air, and if the captain says eject, 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 you should be gone, by the time he's done saying it the first time. So that was very exciting and sort of, oh my God.
You think that's exciting?
Yeah, well, just the whole ejection seat briefing, but Corporal Justin Hill was giving the brief, very professional, really knew his stuff. So I was already impressed with the professionalism. And then I got to sit in on the briefing before we went up, and just to hear them going through what they were going to do, the plan, and all of the coordination, and They're so highly trained, they're so professional. I was so impressed by the team, etc. And then when we were in the plane and we actually took off, and the pilot was doing all his checks and everything, and then we took off, and I had tears in my eyes because it was just so, you know, to be in the cockpit and experience the result of all of that, you know, effort to put all of that together. I mean, for me, being in a plane, like I've been in lots of planes, but being in a plane is amazing, that you can be in a metal box up in the air. And then on top of that, to be in the tightest formation of all acrobatic airplane teams in the world. This is what they told me. It's the tightest formation you can have. You know, if I was standing on the nose of the plane, I could have touched the tail of the plane in front of us. Like,
no way, are they seriously that close?
They're so close, and so sort of, they're such a tight team because your lives are in the hands of everyone else. Like if you mess up, and they're all staggered with their, like it's not flat, it looks flat from the ground, but they're all staggered. So, you know, I was just so, oh my God, like it just, you know, and they represent the Canadian forces, and I see it at 21 Health Services as well, the multidisciplinary team, all of us working together and what we can achieve. But this is just such a sort of vivid and just wow display of like human potential and what we can do when we put effort and work on something. So this is what I was thinking when we were taking off and in that tight formation. So I was like overwhelmed. It was really one of the top 2 experiences of my entire life. And like I feel so honored to have had the opportunity to do this. By the time we got to Royal Roads, I was a little bit sick, so I didn't get any footage, unfortunately, from the airplane. But even with the sickness, like I threw up 8 times, it was still one of the most amazing experiences, just because like it was that amazing. That was sort of an aside, something going on, but it was so amazing. The pilot was excellent. You know, he said, "Are you 100% yet? Like, how are you doing?" I said, "Yeah, 95%, 95." Like it just. But Royal Roads, just seeing the college, and I just graduated there last summer, so to be there for the 75th anniversary and fly over was again so emotional and just so
special.
amazing. It was unreal, and just seeing the castle from the air, and you know, perfect weather, and he let me fly the plane a little, so I flew a Snowbirds plane. I mean, I still am in awe that this whole thing happened. I can't believe that I got to go up and like I say, when I see the Snowbirds and just after this experience of being part of it, just like human potential and what we can achieve when we put effort into something, and it just sort of makes me reflect on my own life, and it was amazing. I'm so happy.
So that comes off the bucket list.
It wasn't even on it. So yeah, it's off the bucket list, and I'm still in awe. Like it's 2 days later, and I can't believe I did that. I've got some nice pictures, and it'll be with me forever. So I'm so thankful. The whole thing was unreal.
The technology is mind-boggling.
It is. It really is. Like wow. So I can't. I don't know. It was amazing.
All right. Well, thank you again for sharing all of this experience with us. We really feel honored to be a part of this. So thank you again, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. I'm Ruth Harris. Thank you so much for staying with us during this show here at CFB Comox. It has been unbelievable learning about the Snowbirds and talking to the pilots and talking to the technician and Sarah's flight and what that was like for her, somebody who doesn't normally fly in the Snowbirds, to see what that experience was like. So we hope that you come out to the air show on August 15th. It's going to be spectacular. The amount of access that everybody's going to have to get into all of the planes, not just these, but to really see them up close and see what they're like, is going to be great. And of course, it's a fun day. Hopefully the weather holds, which it has the last couple of years, which has been great. So thank you so much for watching. And remember, August 15th, put it on your calendar. You do not want to miss it. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.